If you've ever wondered what the cheapest M3 on the market is, well, you're in the right place, because this is the Money Shifter's new E36 M3.
But there's a reason why it was so cheap. The interior is in absolute shambles. The exterior, it's in about 8 different colors. And the engine is the worst of them all.
But to us, this piece of automotive history is most definitely worth saving. Ever since our passion for BMWs began, the M3 has been the ultimate aspiration. The second generation M3 built off the success of its predecessor, meaning it was carefully crafted for the racetrack, but remained a master of the roads. The E36 M3 represents the pinnacle of driver's cars, powered by a screaming naturally aspirated straight six that hurdled it to a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. But our E36 is far from that. It's a mere shell of its former self. And it's our job to restore it to its former glory. Regardless of its condition, we absolutely love a bargain. And considering the cost of a good E36 M3 is climbing by the second, this may well have been our only chance of ever realistically owning one. Picking the M3 up was an adventure on its own. Luckily, our legend of a towie came in clutch. And before long, the M3 was resting in the Money Shifter's garage.
So guys, to answer the question that you've all been wondering since you clicked on this video, how much did we pay for this thing? Well, I'll show you. If we just come over here. Excuse me, just move! So, as you can see, we paid $13,000 for it, which is honestly not bad considering that the going rate for a good condition purple is around $65,000.
But the reality is, this car is going to be a massive project, and to be honest, we don't even really know where to begin.
The outside is a project on its own. I mean, we've already noticed that the window seal here, the window trim, is the same color as the door. The hood, different color. And if you come around this way, you can see the door's been sanded down here. Even the filler cap is a different color to the fuel door.
What the hell?
So at this point, you must be wondering what the color of the car really is. Well, we don't even know ourselves. It should say the color right here, but as you can see, it's not there.
Luckily, one of our viewers reached out to us and told us about BMW VIN Decoder, a website that lets you plug in the VIN number and spits out all sorts of interesting, and in this case, important information.
So we've just used the VIN checker and we discovered a couple of interesting things. Firstly, the car is Daytona Violet from factory. And secondly, it came with a manual transmission.
The next step in uncovering this car's past starts with emptying that neglected interior. So this is going to come off and then we'll clean the interior out. With the doors off and the interior stripped of all the loose bits and bobs, the next main thing to come out was the seats. Now these seats are actually very pricey, but we'll be refurbishing them in another episode. With all the larger pieces gone, all that was left to remove was the years of dust that had settled on this dormant beast.
In the process of stripping the interior, I was taking out the back parcel shelf and I discovered something very interesting. Ugh. If you look here, big old hornet's nest. Pretty disgusting. Who knows what else we'll find.
So, we just finished giving the car a clean, and holy, what a difference it's made. We stripped it, we vacuumed it, and we gave everything a wipe down, and it's looking miles better. But there's one more thing that we need to talk about.
And that is the engine. Some of you keen eye viewers would have noticed before when we were talking about the paint coat and the strut tower that there is in fact no engine in the engine bay. And there's a reason for that. We didn't quite get scammed. It came with an engine, but it's over there.
The engine's here. It's here, but mostly it's there.
I'm sitting on the main component of the S50B30, a cast iron block, which is extremely durable. However, there's an issue with this one. We've noticed some serious scoring on a couple of the cylinders. which means that the engine's most likely spun a bearing.
The bearing is a stationary sliver of metal that separates the engine block from the rapidly rotating crankshaft. When you spin a bearing, this bearing stops functioning properly, which can sometimes spell the end for a motor. And if you're curious to see how we fix it on this E36 M3 motor, well, you're gonna have to wait until the next time, because
That's all the time we have for today. And if you've made it this far, then maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, because this build is only just getting started.